everyone, my name is Akshobha and I'm from class 7 and you've all heard this very common saying, an apple a day keeps a doctor away. But have you noticed that sometimes when the apple turns brown, the slice of apple turns brown, it doesn't keep the doctor away but instead it prevents you from eating it. So why does it turn brown? So what happens is that when we cut this apple like this, it's exposed to oxygen, the tissues of this apple. Now these tissues of this apple have an enzyme called polyphenol oxidase. Okay. Now when this enzyme comes in contact with oxygen, it gets oxidized and a compound is formed. So this process is called oxidation and this compound that's formed is called melanin. That is why it turns brown in color. Now apple is not the only fruit where this happens. Even in pears, bananas and eggplants also have a similar phenomenon that happens in them. So this process where the color of this slice of apple changes to a brown color is called enzymic browning. Okay. So now that we know that this is a chemical reaction, some of you may have studied in your chemistry class that the rate of these reactions can be varied or controlled. So can this be controlled? Well, it can be. So there are three factors you can look into. One is the surface area of the apple that's exposed to the reactant, the oxygen. The other is to look into the temperature of the reactant. So can this also be affected by temperature? Well, we'll find out later. The other is the use of something called inhibitors. So inhibitors are chemicals or substances in a chemical reaction that affect the rate at which it happens. In a sense, it slows it down. Like for example, the brakes in a vehicle. All these three factors we can vary by using certain substances. Okay, the surface area can be reduced by applying honey, a viscous fluid, on this slice of apple. The other is the catalyst or the inhibitor that we can use is an acid. Temperature can be varied by dipping this apple in cold or hot water, which you can reasonably get quite easily. So let's do this experiment and we'll see the results. So let's conduct this experiment. Now in this setup, I have cold water which has around 3 or 4. I have cold water which has around 3 or 4 cubes in it. Then I have hot water which is around 50-60 degrees Celsius. I have a bowl of lemon juice which contains an acid, and then we have some honey, and this is our apples. So let's keep some of these apples inside of this cold water, some of them in this hot water. I've kept this over this to make sure that there's no decrease in temperature. And let's keep this here in the lemon juice and in the honey. So we'll start observing the change in the color of these apples in the interval of 1, 3, 5 and 10 minutes. I have done the experiment and I have observed that the samples of apple slices from all 4 medium haven't even brownified even after 30 minutes or so. So what I did was I removed each of these samples of apples outside to see if they brownify or not. The apple slices from the honey, the lemon, as well as the cold water container had started to brownify after 1 hour or so. But the apple slices that I took out as samples from the hot water container didn't even brownify. This could be because the thermal energy from the hot water could have destroyed the structures of the polyphenol oxidase in the apple sample, which means that there's no compound to react with the oxygen, which does not create any melanin, which in turn prevents the color of this apple from changing. So, in conclusion, the next time you want to eat a white apple slice, it all depends on your taste. You could eat it sweet with some honey, you could eat it with a tangy taste with some lemon juice, you could eat it hot with some hot water, and cold if you like cold apples. Enjoy the apple you eat.